I did there? You can see that. This one's backwards. Okay? To that. Welcome back, folks. This is Joe with Steel Blade Woodworks, and we're going to start assembling the AVID CNC machine. This here is the table base kit, and everything's labeled. As you go through the instructions that you'll see on the computer, it'll tell you the label that you need to pull out of the boxes. My suggestion to you is that you go ahead and separate everything out, your hardware, count it, and make sure it's all there. Set of calipers here will help you designate which side bolts you need, and makes it a lot easier. It explains to you on the detailed instructions that are online exactly what you need, what pieces. It breaks everything down, and follow the steps step by step. Don't go ahead through the instructions and try to do anything. But what you first start with is the first bag is it's called the leg set HW BAG 19.4, and in that set you're going to have two full bags full of hardware, your 30 millimeter hex bolts. These are called your anchor fasteners, and then your rolling T-nut. Now, on this I will use Loctite, and I ordered this off of Amazon, and it's a medium grade. I will not put this on there yet until I'm ready to actually attach this, and then I'll go ahead and use the stick. The stick's a lot easier to use and will not create mess as a liquid, so I highly recommend you getting the stick. I will use some anti-seize lubricant. It's Permatex, also purchased on Amazon. And what we'll use that on down here where I'm at, I'm not going to take a chance because I know what steel on aluminum will do, especially down here in this humid climate that I'm in. So on these adjustments, I will put this anti-seize, so we won't take the possibility of it galling up on this aluminum down the road. That's up to y'all, however y'all want to do it. So I've got everything separated out, and I'm going to go ahead and start putting in these hardware fasteners and get this part ready, and then we'll move on to the next step. So here we go. It's noted on there, go ahead and use some tape just to keep these so they don't come out. So you can just put a piece of tape on there, and that'll just hold them in place until you assemble them. That'll be the orientation that you're in. It's 3 pieces of hardware, okay? See how that half moon, this part is facing out? That needs to be done. Because basically when you're done, what's going to happen is you're going to take these pieces of leg extrusion here, and they're going to slide. You'll have to orient these, and these will just slide. Down in there like so, okay? Okay, you got a plate, so just me noticing right now, pay attention, don't put these on backwards. This smooth side is going to go against the extrusion, because here you have countersunk, so that hex bolt will fit down in there. Okay, and this will be facing down, and then your leg will screw into it. And I highly suggest on this that you do use, you don't have to listen to me, but I'm going to use Never Sees on this. This is aluminum, and that is steel. And I know what'll happen. So go ahead, I'm going to get that done and get these going here. So I picked this up at Harbor Freight, fairly reasonable, and by the look of the amount of hex nuts and and bolts you're going to need to do this, I highly recommend. You don't have to get this brand. There's many other ones, but this will help out a lot of aches and pains. Assembled. So this is what you should end up with. Your rolling T-nuts up here, your legs fully in. We're going to take two of those legs, and we're going to take the cross member assembly, which you have two of these here, okay? And these measure 49¼ inches, and what this calls for is to slide these legs onto these T-nuts, okay? That'll help hold that leg. If y'all haven't seen this, this is on my YouTube channel. This whole build of this workstation, and it was done for the simple fact to help in assembling this CNC, but at the same time it's gonna hold the computer that's gonna run the CNC. You're gonna take this leg and you're gonna slide it. You orientate these T-nuts, and I've already put Loctite on this off camera. And of course, like I told you in the previous, I do have one that's backwards. So, you won't get away with it. It's going to come back and haunt you. And it says it needs to be 6½ inches from the bottom of the foot flange to the bottom of that extrusion. You're going to take your tape measure and you're going to come in here, and it's 6 inches from the bottom of this. So you can hook your tape measure on there, and you're going to go 6½ inches to the bottom of this face of this extrusion. Take your little scribe, it'll be easier. So we're going to go 6½ inches. Put a little scribe mark there. And then just go ahead and slide this extrusion down. And just make sure we're And this is where this ball nose hex comes into use, because you're gonna be in an angle here. One is to keep these faces flush here, and another one to keep this leg square to this horizontal brace. Because if you don't, what you'll end up, and if you're not paying attention, you just do the mark at 6 inches, you're going to end up with two legs, these legs not square to each other. So, and it will cause problems, because as you're running the extrusion for the table, your legs will be off and you're just going to fight it. So that's a way to help correct that. And these gussets on the inside here, of course on this outside there's only one slot that they can go in. Okay. Here you have two openings, or two rails. So you want to put this on this outside. So you need to designate which side of the machine is what. Okay, so if I'm looking at the machine from the front side, this is going to be my back H-frame against that wall. That side will carry all my electronics. So this will be the outside extrusion hole. So it calls to put it on the outside. And depending on what you've got going, these will go flush with the top of this, and so will this one. Now when you get to that side, you'll have a long extrusion that's going to actually hold the bottom side of your electronics cabinets, so these will be put at a different position on that side. You're going to have a bar that comes across, and that's your electronics, and then I think the cable tray attaches to that as well. So 7.5 inches. Okay, so notice the orientation of these, just so you can see. That flat face goes toward the gusset, okay? You won't be able to get it in any other way, but just so as you're doing it, you don't have to go back and redo it. enjoyed this part of the assembly of the AVID CNC. This is a Pro 48 by 48. So I thank y'all. If y'all like it, please give us a thumbs up, comment, and please subscribe and share. And remember one thing, you gain knowledge by creating sawdust, so get out there and do it. Bye now.